What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. We have the Alcatel Joy Tab Kids 2 tablet. So it's a tablet built for kids with LTE built into it, exclusively available on T-Mobile's network. Goes for $168 if you buy it outright. That's right, only $168. Or if you add a new line, it's completely free. And then depending upon when you actually see this video and buy it, it might even be better deals. If you want to pick it up, it's linked down below. So let's get to the unboxing and I'll show you how this is set up and how it's used, and I'll tell you my final impressions at the end of the video. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so here's the box that you get. Very colorful, very attractive box. My son saw this and he's like, oh, is that from me? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make a video on this. It's right for ages 3 to 13, 4080 milliamp battery. You also get an 8-inch vibrant display, a bumper case to protect it. You get the content kids want and curated by the pros. You can see Peppa Pig and Trolls and all kinds of stuff that kids actually know. It's not just generic stuff that they might not know. On the side here, you can see it comes with 32 gigs of storage, Android 10 and 4G LTE compatible. Not 5G, but it is LTE compatible. LTE is in still more places than 5G, and still LTE is plenty fast on there. So let's take, oh, there we go. 8-inch, and the resolution is 1280 by 800 IPS display with durable Asahi glass. Now, I did say 32 gigs of storage. It also has 3 gigs of memory, so that'll be good for how many apps and how fast it feels, basically. But that's not a ton of memory, but it should be fine for just watching videos or playing a little game. You can add extra storage with the micro SD card expansion storage. 5 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front camera. It can record in HD. Android 10 with Google Assistant, and it's kid safe. So opening up the box, I'm going to throw this off to the side. Here is the tablet. It kind of looks like to me, obviously, most tablets at this kind of price look the same, and this looks like one of the tablets from Amazon. Obviously not as colorful right now with just the body of it, but very easy. You get your volume buttons on the right, you got your camera on the front right there, you got your camera on the back, you got USB-C charging right here, very nice. You also get headphone jack, a microphone. At the bottom, you get 2 speakers. And while that's on, I don't know if I turned it on earlier. Let's see, I'll turn that on. Hopefully it's, all right, good. We'll get that booted up for you guys. See what else comes inside of the box. All right, so here is the case that it comes with, which very, very nice. It's an Alcatel case. You can see it does have like a kickstand thing going on right here that it does. Pull this out. A very protective case at that. We'll put this all in a moment. What else do we got in here? We have the Joy Tab for kids. We'll go that in a minute. Comes with a SIM card, so you can throw this in. So the papers inside are rules and regulatory stuff, terms and conditions, and then you have your quick start guide, which kind of shows you how to use the tablet in terms of things on here, kind of things I already pointed out. You get the IR sensor, you have volume keys, you have your micro SD card expansion, you have how to put in the SIM card, stuff like that. Comes with a SIM card ejector tool, and then you also get a charging cable. So you get the charging brick and the charging cable to charge up a tablet in case you don't have a USB-C charger. So I'm gonna pop the SIM card out at this point. I'm gonna go on the left side of the tablet right here. That should be where the button is pushed out. So there you go. Pushes out very easy. And there you go. So we'll have, if you want, you would put the extra storage in this bigger compartment, and then on the smaller one is where you're going to put this. Turn the tablet back on. And if you're used to Android, I think you're going to be used to this experience here that it's given off in terms of getting this set up. All right, it's connecting to my Wi-Fi currently. And while that's doing that, I'm going to throw this into the case here. Love it. Goes in very easy, and it's definitely going to protect this tablet a lot, which is nice to see. The stand, you can see, works really, really well. It's very easy for the kid. They just pull this tab, and then they can set it up kind of the way they want. I don't know if it's going to stand like that. No, it doesn't stand like that. So it looks like it just stands like this. which again, that's perfectly fine on there. And they can also, looks like they can use it as like as a holder as well. So that works perfect. Here's the buttons. Buttons are pretty comfortable. Oh, interesting. That's cool. So even though these volume buttons are at an angle, they still seem, I'll test, yeah. Let me double check. Yeah, they work fine actually. Okay, so it's asking me if I want to copy some data over. I am not going to copy the data over. I'm going to start nice and fresh. So I'm going to hit don't copy. Next, you got to sign in with your Google account. You can schedule auto updates, which I definitely would recommend for you to do. 2 a.m. should be perfectly fine for most people. I don't think kids are really using their tablets at 2 a.m. And if it's just, out and about, they should be able to do that for you. That does come with Kidomi, which I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot about, so it'll be a first for me, but you get hundreds of games and videos for a single price. Never any ads, cancel anytime. All right, so I took a couple of videos and photos. I'll put those on the screen right now. Video. Hey everybody, using the Alcatel Joy Tab 2 for kids. How does it look? Here is the Alcatel Joy Tab 2 for kids. How does this look? Front camera, baby. In terms of the display, I think it looks pretty nice. It definitely gets pretty bright. It's at 100% currently. Generally, I'd probably keep it in the 50, and it gets a little dim. The brightness / colors kind of fade a bit when you turn it. You see it loses a little bit of its quality, but overall for a kid or somebody, because you can just use this as a regular tablet too, it looks absolutely fine, I have to admit. Not really any issues with it, I have to say. Totally fine. Has Android 10. I'd like to see a little bit something newer as in terms of Android, but it still can download all the apps that you want. Has full access to the Google Play Store, and you can get games and apps and, whatever you want. Watch movies and stuff on here. Now let's get to why you're probably here, and because it's a kid's tablet. Obviously you can see I can go into anything that I want. Currently I'm in Android. I can't get this locked down at all. Websites load up. Any app, I can download any app as long as I can, I know the password or whatever if I'm going to buy an app. So you have full access to all this stuff. But where this comes into play is it does have Kidomi built in. Now you could download Kidomi on your phone, but this looks like it's free on here. I was looking for marketing materials. I don't see anywhere saying that it's free, but I signed up and everything works in here. So I'm going to open up Kidomi. I'm going to show you some cool things. And I already set up a profile for my son. When you open it up for the first time, it'll ask you to create an account. It's very easy. You can come in here and this is what you have. You'll set up, so he can I gave him full access to do whatever he wants on here, which we'll show in a second. But if I go into here, I can turn off the audio because there's some crazy sounds in here. You hear all these little bloops and bloops. I'm going to turn it off. I would recommend you do too. Well, your kid would probably love it, but you'll probably get annoyed by it. Parents settings. So I just put the year I was born, 1980. And I can see a couple of things. I can do settings in here. And in settings, I can add another player if I want. Maybe I have multiple kids using this. I can require a PIN when switching players. I can change the PIN. I have the email address. I have my password. I can change the language. I can go into manage downloads, and then I can check any downloads that have happened on here. This isn't going to be downloads for the Google Play Store. It's only going to be for downloads that were made in this app. And you can see I can uninstall any apps. And these are all kid-safe apps. You can also click on his name and see what he's done, or what the time he's played, which kind of things he was interested in and what he did. The activity feed of how long he used those apps. I can set time limits. So maybe I only want him to get 1 hour and 30 minutes. Daily time for all activities, or a daily time for certain things. And maybe I only want him to get, that's a lot. 30 minutes of games and unlimited books, and maybe only 1 hour of videos. I can also pause the playtime as well when I come in here. So you can really take control of your child's activities. Now, maybe you give your kid, you put him in the Kidomi app and he's like, I want to get out of here. If you hit the home button, you can see it doesn't leave this app. Same thing if you hit the back button, or if you hit the recent apps button, none of that works. If I turn off the screen and I put my unlock code in, it keeps me in the Kidomi app. Even if you turn the tablet off and turn it back on or restart it, whatever you want to call it, power it on and off, it automatically goes into the Kidomi app once you load the Kidomi app. The only way to get out of the Kidomi app is hit this right here, the gear, go to parent settings, and you'll see, let me put the code in, and you just hit exit Kidomi. That will exit the Kidomi app. So the kid would have to know your PIN code. But otherwise, all this stuff in here is kid safe. Your kid can click on there and they can change their avatar if they want. Maybe they want, whatever and they earn avatars and certain things there all the time that they use this. They can look at their downloads. They can play apps in here. So here's a app that I downloaded, or I think it already came pre-installed. I can't remember. So this is called ABC Trace.
Ready to write some letters?
I'm just gonna close that. So it's gonna show me how to write some letters. And look at that, I drew myself, oh, whoops. I drew myself a C. And then you just drag it down and it'll spell cake. So it shows the kid, and you can choose the age range for your kid too when you're setting it up. I chose 3 to 5 because my son is 4. You can go to the next thing in here. He's gonna draw an F. So it's saying line down, across, across. And then it's probably gonna have me drag the F down to Fox, and I'm good. And when he's done with that, he can just hit this, exit, and you say yes. And he can go into the next thing. And I have a Peppa Pig one that I got. So I can come into Peppa Pig. This is something I downloaded. You can download apps for the kids. I'll show you that in a moment. And you can give them access to apps that aren't in this as well. I'll show you that in a moment. Let me show you this Peppa Pig one. I just have the sound off because I'll probably get a copyright from the music and things like that. So we're just going to bring this up right here. But you can see you do get AAA titles. A lot of kids like Peppa Pig, and Peppa Pig is included in this. And I'm assuming this is a game. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a game or some kind of learning game or a learning activity. It's probably a little bit of both. Choose your kite. I'll choose the purple one. Are you sure? Yes. But it's nice to see, like I said earlier, you do have some stuff that I personally haven't ever heard of. But then you also have the AAA stuff like Peppa Pig and stuff like that. So whatever. This, you get games like this as well, or activities to do. Let me go back here. We'll hit the home button. There you go. Hitting the home button will keep you in that Kidomi app. Will push you back. Let me just show you real quick. When we go into parent settings, I didn't show you that while I was in here. So in here, I can click on his name, and I have the time limits and favorites, and I can add favorites in here. So I can add Kidomi activities or add apps from this device. So if I go into here, like say I want my son to be able to have access to the camera or Google Play Store. I don't know why you would want that, especially if he's a 4-year-old, or Maps or whatever app is in here. Maybe you want to have access to YouTube or Kids YouTube or something like that. You can add those in here just with the click of a button, and they can have access to it. Now, if you don't see the app in here, you will have to exit the Kidomi app and go into Google Play Store in order to get access to that app for your child. Google Meet is a video chat app, so I like having that for my son so he can call me whenever he wants. You can also add Kidomi activities. Maybe there's something I just want my kid to be able to see or do, or I don't allow them to access stuff like that. All I have to do is find the app. I can search for it, or I can browse or set up filters. Maybe I want him to have the missing pirate gold. I'm going to hit download. And when he goes in here, I'm going to exit this out. No, I'm not going to exit Kidomi. I'm just going to go here. And he has access, to all that stuff that I added. I can hit see more, and he has access to any and all of these different apps. You can see now he has access to the Google Meet app in case I want him to do video chats, and Chrome, I just added that in there. But yeah, it's and then that other app I downloaded, and it shows up right in his playlist so he can easily find it and easily use it. And then he also has access to these other things as well, such as popular videos and trending games. And again, all this stuff, you don't have to worry about this being like, oh, I don't want my kid to watch that. You don't have to worry about it. It's safe. It's kid safe. And he gets locked into here. He can't get out of this Kidomi app. Very, very good. And it seems like, and again, I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, I'll put some stuff in the comments, but it seems like the Kidomi app is free with this tablet, which is a really good value because like in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that it was, I think it's like $5 a month or $30 a year, and it seems like it's just free in here for this specific tablet. Otherwise, if you get it for another app, another device, you would have to pay for it, and that's really, really nice. So at that point, you know, when you consider this just a basic Android tablet, something that they can grow with, you don't have to use the Kidomi app at all. You could just use this as a traditional tablet. Has a very safe case in the box that you don't have to go buy and look for. Has the nice kickstand. You can use this for video calls. You're having your kid making videos if you want. I think and at $168, it's pretty nice. Actually, one thing I did want to show you guys is I wanted to show you how good the speakers are.
For daily tech news, make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. We've got a few news stories for you.
So the speakers are okay.
First story of the day is Android 13 is officially
Little
out.
tinny sounding, they're $168, so not amazing, but loud enough to have your kid be able to hear it. So I mean, I like it. And then the built-in LTE, I forgot to even mention that. Built-in LTE here. So if you want, you could just use it as a Wi-Fi tablet if you wanted to. But ultimately, you can also, it has that the SIM card that you can throw in here, and up to a 256 gigabytes of extra storage as well via micro SD card. So at that point, for kids, I think it's a good little buy. I love the free Kidomi access to the app. It's very easy to use, and it gets the job done for the kiddos. It's nothing super high powered, but they'll be able to play, you know, some little games on there and watch videos and listen to music and pretty much do anything that you want to give them access to. And you can keep them in that little walled garden of Kidomi. Have a great day. Link down below if you want to pick it up, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.